Here we go. All right. We're back. We're back with casual conversations with the homies. It's been a long time. It's been a couple of weeks. We took a hiatus. It's my fault. I've been pretty busy the last like 3 weeks, but I'm finally in my new spot and I'm chilling and I got time to relax. So, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
How you doing out there? How you doing?
What
Congratulations
up?
on you moving.
Thank you. Um, don't want to ever do it again. Nah, just kidding. Let me fix it
Yeah, man. It's good to be back, man. I know that, we had that 2 week hiatus, but I'm really glad we can kind of bring the show to our viewers and get back to talking sports, man.
here. Yeah, a lot has
Yeah.
transpired. A lot of things, but we're going to try to hit on some of them tonight. But yeah, it's good to be back, man. So Tito, how you been? Let's start off with you.
I've been good, man. Was working. I actually had the week right after the holiday off, so kind of just reset myself. And just hanging out, spending time with the family. The kids. Been all right. How you been?
I've been cool. Just been working, finish up the move, chilling. We were supposed to, me and my wife were supposed to build the shed this week, but it started to rain, so everything outside is wet. But it's all right. Nothing too important. Yeah, just I don't know. Christmas time, winter time is my favorite time of the year. Somewhat. I like the food basically. I like Thanksgiving. I like Christmas. But yeah, what about you, Guru? What's up with you? How you been, Guru? Talk to us.
Just just staying COVID free and toxic free. Staying away from toxic people. Staying in a good
Shots
place.
fired. Whoever female upset Guru. Shots fired. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I know we're mostly talking football today, but Guru had us. He wants to talk about a couple of basketball topics. But let's start off the first one up with LeBron James. I'm assuming when you said King James, you meant LeBron James, even though King James to me is a literature book of like principles, but that's a Bible joke for people out there. Pastor Jones here. But go ahead, Guru. What's up with LeBron James? Tell me, because we didn't do no pre production, so I don't even know what are you talking about. What's going on?
Well, anytime we talk about LeBron James, it's always good news. The King is going to be ready for the start of the season, and we're excited. One of the big things about him this season is he's going into his 16th season or
18.
17th season, I believe.
18.
18th, is it?
18. Yep.
18th season.
18.
Doesn't look like he's lost any steam. I think they're going to be the team to beat in the West. And, he just seems like he's in the best shape of his life. And it's going to be an interesting season. But the King is back. The King is here. All hail the King. Everyone else is second.
That's it. You just want
Well, Dave Lillard is
you
second.
just wanted to give a shout out to LeBron.
All hail the King. And shout out to Dave Lillard, the franchise. Those two.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
that's all.
I mean, I'll give it to you, Guru. Good old King James, but I mean the Lakers, man. I mean, it seems like everybody was making moves to try and play big, play fast, just like the Lakers, and somehow the Lakers got better, on everybody else. So it's gonna be an interesting year, man.
Yeah, the Lakers are cool, I guess. I don't know who they picked up or stayed or not. Nah, I'm joking, capping. But we'll see. LeBron is in his 18th year. He's worked on his body. They said he spends millions of dollars a year on his body. That's his asset, so it makes sense. LeBron is smart on that part. And anything in life, when you take something serious and you kind of put the investment in it, he's getting a return on his investment when it comes to his body and his team. And he's living it good in LA. Unlike the other team in LA, Captain Controversy. Paul Pierce took some shots at Doc Rivers. I don't know if y'all seen that a couple weeks ago. Not Paul Pierce, Paul George. Excuse me. Doc Rivers, Paul Pierce, Boston. But anyway, Paul George. He was talking about like the plays getting ran to him and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. I know that's not on the docket, but PG-13, man. He's acting just like that, like a teenager, like a A whiny kid. You want to say something about a guy after he left,
Yeah,
after you were playing crappy.
I mean, he probably did the right thing, man. I mean, he signed that big old extension, right? I mean, the Clippers organization was probably done with Doc Rivers, and to be like, all right, he probably got that extension by saying those comments, man. But Paul George wasn't himself. He still wasn't, playing up to Paul George potential for whatever reason. But I
What
mean,
is Paul George's
power to
potential?
him or getting paid.
I would argue Paul
I
George is
mean,
exactly who we thought he was. He's not a champ.
there
He's
you
not a
go.
champion.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'll agree with you. Yeah, I'll agree with you. I don't think he is a champion. I mean, he definitely is. He can put him up there. He definitely is a good player. I don't think he's top 15 player. So, but he definitely got paid like one. But hey, to each their own. He wants to be a Clipper for life. That's on him. He went to the wrong team. But
Guru.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with what Tito said. I mean, yeah, he's a good player. I wouldn't really put him in the top 15. I mean, anytime a man has to talk about what he's going to do this season, he better, because he's not the star or all-star that he either thinks he is or is going to be. I mean, he seems real fragile right now. Stay tuned with Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George. Another report is that they didn't like the special treatment that him and Kawhi got. They got to show up whenever they want to, change offensive plans. Some stuff that I've been caught on the show that they just was being divas. And I said this before the NBA playoffs started, so I'm not surprised. All right, Guru, next NBA hit. You want to talk about the Golden State Warriors. Go. What about the Warriors? Klay Thompson is dead right now. Nah, he's not dead. He'll up soon, but yeah, go ahead, Guru.
Listen, I'm excited about what Steph Curry and the number 1 pick in the draft, or number 2 pick in the draft. I can't remember the young man's name. James Wiseman, I believe.
Wiseman, yeah.
I'm excited about what they're going to do, because Steph is in his prime right now. And even though Klay Thompson is out, this is a 2-time or 3-time league MVP. It's going to be exciting. And I think that he's going to play lights out. And I just hope that everyone around him does the same. This is going to be a pivotal year for Steph, because superstars have to rise. And it'd be interesting to see how far they go without one of their main weapons.
We got a question from Jose. Jose, I'm glad you're back, man. Glad to have you here. He says, when does the NBA actually start? Is it Christmas?
So it's the 22nd, I believe. December 22nd, I think, is the first game of the season. And then you have Christmas right after. But preseason actually started today.
Today, huh?
You got Sacramento. You got Sacramento and Portland playing at this very moment. The Lakers and Clippers are playing the first preseason game against each other. It's already been announced. AD and LeBron are sitting that one out. But yeah, I believe it's the 22nd.
Okay, and that moves to our next team, Portland. Go ahead, Guru.
The franchise, Damian Lillard. I'm excited about what Portland's going to bring to the table. Re-sign Carmelo Anthony. And listen, this is a superstar right here that's really in his prime. I believe he's 29 years old or 30. 30 years old. Like, he's right there. And watch out for Portland. Watch out for Portland. Carmelo Anthony's not doing a lot of talking, unlike Paul George, and he's playing for a league minimum, from what I understand. I think he's going to be hungry, and they're going to be dangerous in it. So the Western Conference as a whole, I believe, is going to be more exciting to watch this year.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a lot of teams. There's one team that's like, we don't know what type of team they have right now, but I'm glad we're not talking about them today.
Nah, we talking about
NFL,
them. Everybody
NFL
knows.
news.
Nope. Everybody knows. Houston,
Don't let him
man.
off the hook, Tito.
Exactly. Houston, what up? What's up with your boy Harden over there, man? Partying. They say it's COVID protocol, but he's up partying. Throwing stacks
At a rapper. At a grown man. He gave him 100 buns, 100 honey buns, 100,000, and a $750,000 watch. Somebody said he must have
So
earned
what's
those
up
honey
with Harden, man?
buns.
I mean, you think I personally think he's actually going to get traded. I mean, I think you have to trade him at this point, but I actually wouldn't accommodate him. You know, it's funny. I keep reading all these reports like, oh, Harden wants to go to a contender. Oh, he's willing to go here. Oh, he's willing to go there. I mean, he's still got 3 years left on his contract. Like, he's either going to sit out for 3 years or I'd send him to wherever the hell I want to send him, not where he wants to go, in my opinion. But that, luckily I'm not the GM of that team. I mean, maybe I should, but luckily.
Yeah, I don't know, man. To me, I think he might be making a wrong decision. I'll be honest on this one. As far as the Houston Rockets goes, we had to say Russell Westbrook got traded outright for John Wall, and they got a second round pick. Who got the second round pick? Washington. Yeah.
Washington.
No, Houston did. Got the first round pick.
Houston.
Was it the first?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was John Wall a first for
Because
Westbrook.
Westbrook is an all-star. So, yeah. John Wall's coming from catastrophic injury. He hasn't played in like 18, 19 months. So we can see what he got. But you got throwback Kentucky players coming off of injury playing together.
Yeah, Boogie.
You got Boogie, you got John Wall. And I think James Harden might be making a mistake because, those guys off of injury, that is skeptical. You don't want to play with guys coming off of injury. But on paper, that's not as bad. Like, you got John Wall who can kind of shoot a little bit and who's more of a facilitator than he is anything. And you need, James Harden, he shoots the ball a lot. And they kind of got that power forward or that center they need. That, I think John, and I can say this about James Harden that kind of got me sick. He did all this staying for like Mike D'Antoni's stupid system and all this. And now when you get John Lucas, new head coach brother in there, and you want to just act a donkey and not really want to play on the team, and going to parties, not having the mask on, doing all the stuff you shouldn't be doing because you want your way out to go to a contender, potentially the 76ers, trash. Now I'm not going to say they're trash, but that's another unproven team. Like, you just want to play with guys you can yell at, that you can be the alpha dog and do whatever you want to, or maybe he just want to get to the East because the East is just an easier road, but. I don't know, man. I think for the first time, I would have to. If this is how he feels, because we don't never know, because these stories could be fabricated. He can actually like his team in Houston, and he really just probably needs to get his 7 negative tests of COVID, and then he might be a happy Houston Rockets, because the West is getting there, but the West still doesn't have that many dominant teams besides the Lakers, if you ask me. Maybe the Dallas Mavericks, like the Mavericks coming along, but. Injury always riddles that team. They got rid of Steph Curry, so I don't know. It might be a whole new team. To me, this is a year that somebody could sneak it in the West and kind of get through. I'm hoping, personally, that it's Portland. I'm thinking if Portland can kind of get if the Miami Heat showed anything, if you play together as a team, you can get to the promised land. And I think, I don't know, going against the Lakers is pretty hard, though, but. I keep thinking about that.
They got some monsters, man. They got some monsters.
That's a greedy team. Any last shots you want to take?
And they
go ahead.
They just picked up some dogs, man. Like, you got Schroeder, you got Trez. I mean, you definitely got some guys that are definitely going to bring some energy and throughout the day, hopefully make it a little bit easier for LeBron and AD. And you still got LeBron and AD. I mean, the best duel in the league. So, it's going to be interesting. But no, I think you guys are right with Portland. I mean, I do like what they did. Covington, although, Covington's labeled as 3-and-D, he didn't, it didn't really show up for me when he was with Houston, but they definitely, hopefully it works. You got some pieces there. I really like the Cantor pickup. I think Cantor played really well for them a couple years ago. So he kind of knows the system. And then the two biggest, chips on the shoulders is McCollum and Damon. Like, they're all, they have that brotherhood. They have that camaraderie. They have, like, everybody's going to knock them down. And they know how to play with each other. So it definitely, but it definitely is going to be one of those situations where they do, like you said, they have that Miami Heat mold to be a full team, to be a full unit. Can they put it together? We'll see. But I mean, you got some young teams that are good though, man. I mean, Pelicans, although, we'll see what happens there. Young, can they stay healthy? Zion hopefully turns into the monster. And then you got Phoenix, Phoenix played well in the bubble, but maybe it was a bubble setting type situation. So it's gonna be interesting. But it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm just glad, I'm glad for the short turnaround. I know the players probably hate it, but I'm glad that, basketball's coming back very, very soon.
Yeah, yeah. Any last?
Amen.
Okay, all right. That's the last NBA talk, right? That's it.
No. I want to talk about the acquisition of Russell Westbrook to my Washington Wizards. We're excited. He's going to bring excitement to us. I believe that he can get us to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, the shift just changed that much in the Eastern Conference. Just having Russell Westbrook on the Washington Wizards. He's going to make guys around him better. It's going to free up some people. Also, he's played for Scott Brooks before.
Yep.
And that's an offense that is already going to be geared for him. And I'm glad, John Wall, I like him. But listen, I've been a John Wall apologist for about 9 years. I'm cutting him a lot of slack.
Yes, you have.
It pisses me off, and it's time for him to go. I mean, who tears their Achilles in the shower? I like to know what was going on, So I'm happy with Russell Westbrook, and I'm glad he's with us. And watch out for us Wizards this year. Just watch us, baby.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Go ahead, Tito.
I was just gonna say I had completely forgot that Scott Brooks was the coach, so it actually made sense why they went to go get him. Scott Brooks knows him. It definitely worked well. Beal is a monster. That guy is definitely an all-star. Probably one of the most underrated. Although we've spoken highly of him, not too much. But I would consider him an underrated ball player. So they're going to be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know about Eastern Conference Finals. There's still some good teams out there. You got Miami Heat running it back. Toronto's still forced to be reckoned with. Celtics are still forced to be reckoned with. So the Nets, yeah. I mean, healthy KD, Kyrie, right?
Though. Kyrie's a clown. Never mind.
But it was a good pickup. I mean, to me, Westbrook, although he did spend some time on the injury list, he is more reliable than John Wall. So that's a plus side.
Yeah, and it's always good when you got these players that want to see. And that's one thing I like about Westbrook, man. When he's on the team, he just likes his team and his teammates. And people kind of give him a bad rap about being a bad person or having an attitude, but when it comes to his guys, like he's already embracing the district of Washington or whatever you call themselves. I don't know what you guys are.
Chocolate City, the DMV, the nation's capital.
Yeah, the capital. Yeah, he's already embracing the nation's capital, and this is like, I don't know. We'll see. The East is kind of not say easy because I think it's getting harder with all the acquisitions and all the moving. But you know what? This is the last NBA thing we're going to talk about because I almost let this guy slip. Giannis Antetokounmpo he has not signed this deal, has he?
He has not.
He wants out. I don't care. He wants out. He's under the age of 26. He plays for a subpar team. Get out of there. Get out of there while you can. Unless you attract somebody to Milwaukee. Why is it so hard for these small market teams to get A+ superstars that's not homegrown? Do you have a solution to that, or why you think? Go ahead, go.
Well, I mean, I'll take this back. 46 when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a free agent. He was 26 years old, and he was a Milwaukee Buck, and he wanted out of Milwaukee. He wanted to go to the New York Knicks because he was from New York, but the LA Lakers offered a better deal. So that's why they put him there. And I think that one of the main reasons a lot of people don't like to play in like those small market teams like Indiana or Milwaukee is because of cultural. The NBA is made up of majority black players, and a lot of them don't want to live in Indiana or Milwaukee. That's just, and if you look at the demographics of those cities or those areas, you understand why. They might be treated good, but they have to think about, school and things like that. And plus weather. Who wants to live in the Midwest?
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yep.
I know it was a report released like 4 years ago about how Utah purposely make sure they get white players for the demographic. So, I'm not okay. I get it. That makes sense.
Black players don't want to play in Utah unless you're going to max them out on a deal. By the way,
Spider got maxed out.
Yeah, the other factor is going to be money. Like money talks. Big cities, advertisement. I mean, Jose is definitely saying, he just posted it as I was going to make my point. More advertising deals in big markets. Like really, what it comes down to is like, look, it doesn't have to be a big time Nike shoe deal or anything like that, right? But it's just notoriety. Like a bigger city has more money to throw around to anybody. Even if you're not a top tier guy, you're probably going to these, I mean, pre-COVID, right? But you're probably eating for free every single day. You probably have lifetime supply of whatever sports drink or soft drink that you have ever. And it's just like, it definitely is one of those things in a bigger market, more people get to see you. And a lot of people have that. Like the NBA is actually built for that. It's a smaller team. You got 12 to 15 players on a roster. And people do know your names, and it's a little bit more built for that. For football, as probably a perfect segue to what we're going to, football is a bigger team. So some of these smaller markets are actually bigger markets, right? Because it's like it's what they're known for, and have that cultural thing. So Guru hit on every single topic. I think to add is small market teams struggle because of small markets, money. Players want the money.
Cheddar chang, bang, bang. All right, segue into the NFL. Speaking of different demographics in different areas and different divisions, the NFL is out. It's week 14 right now. I think 14, 15, 14, whatever. The NFL standings are different.
13.
I think it might be 14 right now.
Yes, 14.
Yeah.
Week 14,
Yeah,
correct.
14.
I'm looking right now.
And,
Getting ready.
what's his name lost yesterday?
I apologize.
Cam Newton. But NFL standings. So I'm gonna just go ahead and this is gonna be like rapid. I'm gonna ask y'all power rankings, and then I'm gonna go to conferences. So if you guys give me your top 5 teams in the NFL right now, off the top of your head, I know we do no pre-production, but I'm gonna let y'all. I'm not gonna go first because I want you to go. I'm gonna flip a coin. Okay, Guru, you're first. Top 5 team.
Chiefs, Steelers, Packers. I'm going to have to go with Tampa Bay, and I'm going to go with a sleeper and say the Washington football team.
Tampa Bay is 7-5. And wait a whoa, hold on.
Whoa. Hey. Whoa. Did Washington hurt Dallas's feelings that bad? That you want to reverse jinx Washington right now, dude?
He said,
I'll let it.
Guru, he bleeds silver and blue with a star, and he said the Washington football team is his 5th. Now, hey, we're going to talk about him in a second, but go ahead, Tito, it's your turn.
Alrighty. I agree with Guru on the top. So it's KC. I got Pittsburgh. I got Green Bay. The next two,
Give it to him.
I'm struggling a little bit, man. This might come as a surprise, but I'm actually put Buffalo as number 4.
Let's go. And who else? Number 5. You have to say him. You have to say it. I don't care.
He has to say what?
I don't want to say it, but I'm actually, look, there's 2 teams here that I'm thinking of, and I know that I'm probably guessing what team that Ramir is going to say, but I don't know this team, but I'm going to put them at number 5, sheer record, because they always seem to do something, although I don't trust them.
Give it to him.
I got the Saints.
Give it to him. You have to give it to him. You have to. Hey, his top power ranking 5 is my exact same one. It's the same one. I don't even see how Guru got the 7-5 Buccaneers not going to win their division ahead of the Saints. I understand Taysom Hill is a gadget player, but he's been winning. Their defense is crazy hard to play against, and they play against Jalen Hurts this week. I don't think Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts goes off, we should talk about that next. Hot seats is my next conversation, and that's when we talk about Carson Wentz. But the Saints, the top 5 is the same. The Buffalo, Josh Allen, he just threw 4 touchdowns against the great defense of the San Francisco 49ers of Arizona. Like, he went crazy. He went crazy.
That's an old defense.
I know, but they're still a good defense. And Josh Allen looked impressive. He has other teams, and Stephon Diggs is proving more and more that he's a valuable receiver. He's not a baby. He's actually one of those guys who can make a team better. And Josh Allen's progression as an NFL quarterback has increased tenfold this year. So you have to respect him. I've been saying at some point we got to put them in a conversation for one of the best teams in the league based off of Allen's play. Allen, personally, I don't like him. He's a kid. He had some color commentary back in the day that's kind of sketchy that I wouldn't want to invite him to my house. But if I had to invite him to my football field, I would, because he's dropping dimes. KC, they're not winning. They didn't win their last game pretty, but they win. The Steelers, they had a fluke. They had to lose a couple games to get knocked out, but they only lost one game. But the Saints, man, I would argue the Saints is in the top 3 teams in the league. How they're playing, they're not playing with their starting quarterback, and they're just making it work, and they're winning their games candidly. Like, they're not having close games. They haven't had a close game in a while since they lost to the Raiders. The Las Vegas. We don't want to talk about them. I don't want to talk about them at all. But yeah, so we might talk about them now. So let's get into the NFL standings. So I'm gonna read the divisions races off, and I need to know who's gonna win. Some of them are more obvious than others, but some of them have contenders. The NFC West. The Rams or the Seahawks. The Rams are 9-4 because of last night, and the Seahawks are 8-4. Who do y'all got? Tito.
I got the Rams.
Seahawks.
I have the Rams. I think the Seahawks are a one-trick pony that's getting found out, and the Rams defense.
I was high on. Yep, I was high on the Seahawks. The season started. I said they were going to win this. I said they were going to win the Super Bowl, and they started off that way. But I think you're right. I think they figured them out. And the Rams, I mean, if they can put a run game together, they're going to be deadly. I mean, Goff has his moments. He's definitely has some shaky play there.
Meh.
But if that rookie like Cam Akers went off, I mean, yeah, they played the Patriots, but I mean, hey, you still have Belichick on that other side. I mean, for that, like Cam Newton is really showing that he's not Cam Newton at the moment. But yeah, man, I think the Rams can pull this one out.
Okay. Guru, why are you saying Seahawks?
Russell Wilson. I'm just not going to count him out. I know they've been on the fence here, on the ropes here lately, but I'm just not going to count them out when it comes to clutch time. You got to take Russell Wilson in the clutch.
Okay. All right. Next division, NFC South. One of these teams already has clinched a playoff spot, so they can lose out and still be in the playoff, but will they win the division? The 10-2 New Orleans Saints are the 7-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
To win the division, obviously, it's going to be the Saints.
And just know that you have no place of the Saints in your top 5, and you have the Tampa Bay 7-5 in your top 5. And do you want to stand by that?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Go ahead.
It was Tampa Bay, and who else?
Tampa Bay are the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints.
Yeah, the Saints. I think that's
I don't see the Saints losing that division, man.
Yeah. All right.
No, they won't lose the division.
Okay. The NFC North, we kind of got the Packers locking that up. But who do you guys see? Do you see the Vikings making a playoff push right now?
Looks like they are.
Because right now the playoff teams are the Rams, the Seahawks, the Cardinals are still in contention, but I don't think they're going to make it. So Rams, Seahawks, Saints, Buccaneers, one of the NFC East teams, and then two of the NFC North teams. That's how I think it's gonna go down.
They're all right in there, and it's like, what, 3 weeks left in the season? Like, someone's going to go 1-3, someone's going to go 1-2, someone's going to go 2-1.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be out.
And the crazy thing is, if all the NFC East teams kind of lightweight went out, well, not all of them, but if the Giants or the football teams went out, they'll eclipse the Cardinals and the Vikings if the Vikings lose out. So the laughable NFC East, which is my last subject in the NFC. Who you guys got? The football team or the Giants?
Football team.
I have to go with my team, but I will say
You
Giants
have to.
defense.
Stop being political.
No.
Just say you
Nope.
would go with the formula team with no
Nope.
the scheme that I read.
I'm gonna say with my team. I'm gonna go with the football team. You guys know I'm a fan. My defense is playing lights out. Hey, what up? My defense is playing lights out. We got the comeback player of the year, Alex Smith, Mr. Bubble Screen himself.
Man, he bubble screened it up last game. Dink and dunk master. But they won.
But I think pull it out. But hey, man, Giants are no joke, man. I mean, both these teams could go on a tear, and don't be surprised if both of them make it. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Only one of them's going to make it.
Yeah, if Daniel Jones is not playing, coming back, I don't think they can sustain with their quarterback player. Even though he played good, but the defense is playing great in New York. But if Daniel Jones is not back there, hey, but just know a couple weeks ago I said, hey, look out for when they were in their second game. I said, look out for the Giants. They're the only NFC East team that's getting better every week. But this is before they went to the move with Alex Smith, and Alex Smith has actually been putting the team in the right position. Like, Alex Smith actually has a winning record with the Washington team when he's playing. Like, he's pretty good. Like, he's not too much of a scrub. His comeback story is great. Who's the guy behind him? Dwayne Haskins. He can actually this can actually work out for him, I think. Like, he can kind of sit and
actually
sit and learn.
Yeah, I mean,
A couple years.
Yeah, I heard something from Dwayne Haskins himself saying he's like bought in now, like he's like, oh, I can learn from him. I can definitely, take it. So I think this could pay dividends. And, Alex Smith is a smart quarterback. Like, yeah, he's not as mobile. I wish he was as mobile as he was in the past, because that was an emphasis of his game that made him a little bit better.
He was fast.
But he's a smart dude at the same time. Like, he's always been Mr. Bubble Scream. How many times have I said he definitely loves to check down, and he knows how to do it to get rid of the ball? I mean, is he one tackle away from losing a leg? Possibly, but hey, man, that guy is playing lights out. Like, I'll definitely take it. He's playing smart enough to win some football games. So I'll take it. I mean, I'm not going to rub it in Guru's face. I know that we were out. He probably saved himself for not being on air for 2 weeks. I know that he owes me a little wager that we had.
Pizza.
That's right.
Pizza.
I got you.
Yeah.
But I've been saying even in that game, right? Like, hey, my boy Antonio Gibson is actually hurt, but with turf toe. But that rookie is showing up, man. I'm telling you, they can build on something, but it definitely is something where, hey, man, Alex Smith is playing really well, man.
Okay. Yeah, Alex.
Hold on. I like to just piggyback on that.
Go ahead, real quick.
That Washington. Because I put it in I think I put it in 5 in my power ranking. So let me just tell you real quick why I think that they're going to make the playoffs and cause little problems. That front four that they have, those are all number 1 picks. Top draft picks that are all starting to gel now. Number 2, why the swing is happening late in the season is because the defense isn't on the field as long. They're not on the field as long because Alex is able to system downfield. Defense is getting way more rest. That's what the numbers show. On top of that, the secondary is good. They're getting so much pressure on these receivers because the front four is getting after the quarterback. And Alex Smith is able to move the ball. Like, he doesn't really need a star in that offense, and particularly in that division, to win it. So that's why I say if they get in the playoffs, you beat the number 1 team in the league, any given Sunday. If you beat the number one team in the league once, it can happen to anybody.
Hey, you know what, Guru? I can understand how you put them in your top five. Then, if we're basing them off the last couple of 3 weeks of play, they're there. Jose just had a good point saying Alex Smith almost went to the Super Bowl with the Niners if it wasn't for special teams. And that brings me to my next point. That's a great segue because they lost to the Giants that year. But this who that team reminds me of. This team reminds me of the 2011 Giants, where the defensive front four of the Giants was, Osi Umenyiora, Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan. They went 9-7, snuck in the playoffs. They had a losing record early on, got hot towards the end, and steamed that hotness into the playoffs and kept it rolling. Because if you can punch teams in the mouth, especially at the quarterback position, at the DN position, getting to the quarterback, you can cause some havoc. Like, I don't know. I think Tito said it earlier this year, man. They might have to switch. They might have to sit Dwayne Haskins because he's not losing the games, but he's not winning the games when the defense is putting him in position to win. And now all they're doing is playing the same defense, having position to win, and the quarterback is doing a little bit better at keeping the game in hand. And also, this can work out for Dwayne Haskins because the people who come behind Alex Smith, they really bubble. Like, you got Kaepernick, you got Mahomes, and I think that's it. But other than that, this guy's a great guy who can lead teams. And honestly, I think Ron Rivera is kind of lightweight building like an old school type of football team where you get nice young players, some savvy vets, and you build. Like, you build. That's why earlier a couple of weeks I said, hey, we can't fire or we can't put him on a high seat just yet because he needs time to build his team and where he wants to get him to. So, we'll see where they end up at. The NFC least is like trash, but they're making it out. It seems like, and the Giants, unfortunately Daniel Jones is hurt. My cousin Jones boy, he's out. So, but let's go to the the AFC standings and see what divisions. So AFC East, do you guys got the Buffalo Bills or the Miami Dolphins? Buffalo Bills is led by the potential sleeper MVP pick Josh Allen. And the Miami Dolphins is led by their defense and Tua Tagovailoa at the quarterback position. Who do you guys have?
I got Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Oh, I think you froze a little bit, but I can still see you.
Buffalo, for sure.
Yeah, I got Buffalo.
Josh Allen has gotten better, but he's not in jump like you proclaim he's jumped. He's gotten better. I'm gonna give him his credit.
Come on, Josh Allen was a running quarterback. That's all he was. He would do some passes, but he would just run. He's very fast. Like he's gotten better. But now he's throwing touchdowns, Guru. How do you not see that? All right. Anyway, so he got Buffalo. First time in like 12 years, the Patriots not gonna win this division. Crazy. All right, this is a more interesting race. The Titans and the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC South both sitting at 8-4. I'm going Titans because Phillip Rivers plays too spotty for me, and he's gonna Phillip Rivers at the end of the day. Phillip's gonna Phillip.
Nope, I got the Colts. You guys know I've been high on the Colts for a good while. That defense, Colts.
I'm sorry. Colts. I hate to say it too. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Colts, man.
We'll see. All right, next division. This is interesting because I think one team is running away from it, but will this other team sneak in and try to get a playoff spot? Because I don't know. Because the playoff spot is heating up right now in the AFC because the AFC is tough. So you got the AFC North, the Pittsburgh 11-1, the Cleveland Browns, who is one person on this show said the Cleveland Browns were going to be 11-5 or 12-4 and be second in the division. And that person was me. So I just want to pat myself on the back right now.
Find that episode.
That's it. Come on, man. You know it's an episode. You know all the wrong with the Cleveland Steamers.
I'm just saying find it. That's
It's all right. We can find it. This is the internet. Everything is written in ink. Nothing. everything is permanent. But yeah, I got the Steelers winning the division, of course. But I got the Browns making the playoffs over the Ravens right now.
No.
Because I got the Ravens getting out the playoffs because I need the Raiders to make the playoff at that 7th spot.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you, Raymir. I really want to push for the Raiders. Baltimore has been a little spotty, but I mean, I think it could happen. Sad to say, Cleveland is definitely going to make the playoffs. But wasn't it a couple shows back that I said what's going to happen with Baker when Odell goes down?
He might play better.
Yep.
Yes, you did say that.
But that's not because Odell is not there. To me, this is more that Nick Chubb is back and Stefanski is running the offense he wants more than it is Odell, because they played the first couple of games with Odell. They didn't have a losing record with Odell. They were still 5-2 with Odell. They just lost those games when Nick Chubb went out. They lost the hard game against the Raiders because they couldn't run the ball.
Yeah, and
I have to agree with you right there.
And you're right though, because Baker hasn't been playing the. Mm-hmm. It really comes down to them having a really, really good defense and a really, really good running game. They are pounding that ball. Pause, but it definitely
pause. My bad. I'm screaming in everyone's ear. It's Tito. You still there?
No, I'll say this real quick about Cleveland. Let me just get this in real quick. They're playing well. I'll give them that. And when you can run for over 200 yards a game and you can just really smash teams in the mouth, it does open up your passing game every week because you got two backs that are Pro Bowlers. However, when the cream rises to the top, however you want to slice it, Baker Mayfield's still not that guy.
Nobody's saying he is. I don't think he is.
And listen, you're going to find out this Monday night. It's going to crash back down to earth against Baltimore. But Cleveland is playing better. He's playing better. But what I saw was he basically tried to give that game away last week. As well as he played, he damn near gave it away. So, there was no reason for Tennessee to be even close to being in that game. But it was because of Baker they were.
Like I said, either way, they're going to be number 2 in this division. And they're making the playoffs. I was right. Odell, too bad he can't be here. But same thing. Baker's not throwing like tons of yards. It's just the running game. And back to Cleveland point, another one. Jadeveon Clowney still made a big decision. He made the wrong decision for his life and his long term of living, of being rich. He made a bad call by going to Tennessee because he's not going to get big money ever again. And I don't feel bad for him because, sometimes it happens and you can't really call it. But sometimes when you got I know this is kind of off topic, but when you got like a spotty career and your injury and somebody wants to give you big money, you take it. All right. Next division, the best division in football, AFC West. We already know the Kansas City Chiefs locked that up already. We got that. We know, unless they lose all their games, then we can have a chance to win a division. But they already clinched the playoff spot, and I'm pretty sure they're going to win at least one more game. So, kudos to KC. Whatever. But, are we giving the Raiders a chance to sneak past? Who do they have to sneak past? They have to sneak past the Browns, the Dolphins, or the Colts. Man, this is AFC West. AFC is just a bad. You cannot be average in the AFC at all. It's like the Western Conference.
All right, I'll give you this. If you guys can beat the Colts, you have a shot.
Because they're in the running. So we play them, and I think we can.
Yep.
And
have to beat them.
I know we have to. If we don't beat them, we're out.
Yeah. And you can.
You have to run the gauntlet. You need to win the next 3 games. You can't lose any more games.
You need to win 2 of the
No, we
last
need to
3.
win all of them.
I believe
With
the
the
Raiders.
AFC, they have to win all of
I
them.
think you need to win all of them. In the AFC, the way that it's built right now, you need to end at what is it, 11-5.
Yeah, they have
You
to.
have to end at 11-5, and I guarantee you, there's probably going to be an 11-5 team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Crazy. Switch us, put us in the NFC East, please. 1 year. We have to. A sub 500 team is going to make the playoffs. That's crazy. And they
I
might
don't think
win
you
a.
want to come over in our division and going to have the same record. Because we
All
tough
right.
over.
But before last subject, before we no AFC East. Oh, boom, we did it. All right. So talk about your team. Let's talk about hot seats around the NFL right now. Let's talk about hot seats, players, and coaches. I'll just hit you with a quick top 5. Carson Wentz, but his hot seat has been ignited. He's benched. But I know you want to talk about Mike McCarthy, Anthony Lynn too. I told you. I know he is. It's happening. He went 40. He got a 40 burger put on him, and he scored 0 points. And they did like some bad boneheaded plays. Like he should have. I don't know. Back to what you said, Guru. Maybe he should have just stuck with Tyrod Taylor so he can win some games. Like if they had this, I'm not saying Tyrod Taylor would make them win games, but game management is a thing. And at the end of the day,
they will be better than they are.
Sometimes we got to recognize that rookie quarterbacks are rookie quarterbacks, especially if you don't.
No, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
No, I would definitely say I completely agree. I have seen the light. Light bulb has gone through. You're absolutely right. Tyrod would have won some games because guess what? Tyrod has game management and Tyrod has a little bit of freestyle decision making to play the quarterback position. You have a rookie who's still learning, who hasn't really, that can't really make those calls, right? Like, hey, I'm going to make these adjustments or I'm going to do this. He's relying on the coaching staff to put him in a position to win. And the last couple of weeks, what I have seen that coaching staff do, boneheaded plays, mismanagement, not even on the rookie. It's been the coaching. Whatever they're calling, whatever plays they're calling, their special teams has been horrendous. I know that their defense is hurt, but it definitely is one of those where Tyrod would at least got in there to make some of his own decisions to win some ball games. Because Anthony Lynn, as much as I like him from that Hard Knocks, definitely seemed like somebody that I want to get to know and hang out and barbecue with and just chop it up because he seems like a really, really down to earth individual. He's just not making the right play calling out there at this very moment.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, he's on a. If I wouldn't be upset if they gave him one more year. You can see what you can do with the guy in the second year and see if you can kind of eliminate these mistakes. But hey, man, he made the decision. I think Guru, he called it. Guru said Anthony Lynn is now on a hot seat, but if he keep losing games, it was his decision.
He might regret
his decision not to play Tyrod Taylor after you brought him in.
He might regret that.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta tell these kids to be quiet.
What do you got to say, Guru?
I just like, I feel like, Anthony Lynn is a good coach, but like you were saying, the Tyrod Taylor, being an 11-year vet, would have made the adjustments that needed to be made in game that a veteran would make, versus that risk reward, you manage the game, you keep your defense fresh. And I think that was Anthony Lynn's. I'm sure that's a mistake that he regrets.
Yeah, I mean,
Justin Herbert's amazing. He's going to be good, and I think that Anthony Lynn got talked into it by his receivers because his receivers were all of a sudden catching balls, and as a receiver, who don't want to catch passes, right? But in the end, you get to win games.
Yeah, I agree with you, Guru. I think the receivers kind of have something to do with it because that's their bottom line, yards and touchdowns. So they kind of got seen a guy that can kind of get them to like 100 yards, 10, 11 touchdowns on the season. That's going to be good for their negotiation. So yeah, I understand, but I don't know. I give Anthony Lynn one more crack if I was the Chargers organization. The next guy on the hot seat, Adam Gase. He's been there for a while doing the same thing. So I don't see why. So let's talk about Adam Gase. They had a. Let's just be honest. The Raiders got pretty lucky on that win because it was the dumbest play I ever seen a defense call in the last
Pretty
play.
lucky?
Yeah, pretty lucky. That was dumb. That was dumb. They fired Greg Williams, but they didn't do the inevitable that they should. Adam Gase, he literally ruined Sam Darnold's career. Like that's his career as of today is over, and he let Daniel Jones outgrow him in New York. And it's like Adam Gase is supposed to be this offensive guru and all this and that, and he's losing. His team is looking crazy. They haven't won a game. It's like they're losing on purpose, and I know they're not because these guys are grown men. They don't want to be stuck on this. Like you can always look up winless teams in the NFL, and they don't want their names to pop up. Like oh look at that, Daddy, you did that. Oh, that's crazy. But he sucks. He's trash. I don't even think we need to talk about Adam Gase too much. I want to go to straight Carson Wentz. I'm tired of Carson Wentz, and I'm glad he got benched.
Listen, Carson Wentz, he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's guaranteed that $107 million anywhere around it. So somehow, if they can't trade him because other teams think like, well, damn, I don't want this problem either. Who goes, him or Doug Peterson? Whose fault is it?
You let Doug Peterson go because Doug Peterson didn't pull a trigger. He didn't pull the right trigger. He didn't. When coaches don't read the signs of a team, I don't care how Jason Kelsey feel about you or how guys stand by you, but if the guy doesn't pull the right trigger, like he's shown. Hold on, let me get Tito kind of disappeared a little bit. Let me get him back in here, everybody, for y'all. Don't worry, Juan, your screen just went small. I don't know what's up with Skype. Skype does that. It's weird. I hate it. But yeah, he didn't look at the team. To me, he sacrificed what he thought was a good draft pick, and that a pick he made for his team for a guy who brought him a Super Bowl. And they seem to respond when other players come in. Jalen Hurts just went in, and he finally went in on like some quarterback packages and throwing the ball, and they responded. And Carson Wentz, some reports coming out that he felt like it's his team that it's handed to him, and he has the keys to the driver's seat or whatever. But he's been playing trash. He's been talking trash to the media, saying the dumb things. So he benched, but his agent is the MVP here. He has a great contract. Either you trade him to somebody else to take on that heavy contract, but they might just keep him because he's serviceable, but not anymore. But he has that contract on that team. If you get cut, he get paid. So his MVP, his agent's MVP style. That's crazy. Dak couldn't even get this money. But anyway, who else is on the hot seat? Player or coach? Our organization. Mike McCarthy. Talk about your boy. Come on, Guru.
Mike McCarthy message. So the players have out pretty much. They say he's uninspiring. This is coming from the Dallas media. These are they're going and Jane Slater's are talking to these players. She's a well-known Dallas insider. Really, really in with the players, and it shows on the field. Look at us. No desire. We drafted a receiver we didn't need. And even though he's still playing decent, he wasn't even the 5th best wide receiver in the draft. So, Ezekiel Elliott, do you want to really keep putting him out there? We have a lost season. We pay him a lot of money. Why put that wear and tear on him? Just go ahead and shelve him. Let him come back fresh next year. And then it just seems like a lot of dysfunction. We don't know if we're going to keep Dak or if we're going to tank him, try to draft a quarterback. I think it would be stupid for us not to keep a 26-year-old going on 27 franchise quarterback. But that's what's up. I think Mike McCarthy's seat will get hotter if we lose the rest of our games. I think, we're never like that. So stay tuned for that. Also, Zach Taylor for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
He's horrible. He's completely horrible. His players don't like him. They say he's unapproachable. Only one, he's like 4 games in 23 games. So he's another one on the hot seat.
And he ruined Joe Burrow.
Ruined him, man. I think Joe Burrow's going to have to say in whether he comes back or not.
Joe Burrow is done. Joe Burrow's career is over already. Nah. I don't know.
He could come back. I mean, that was it was a vicious injury, but he can come back. But I mean, yeah. I mean,
nah, he got killed. All right. I'm trying to think any other teams or any other players in the hot seat.
There's a player on the hot seat.
Who?
Jared Goff. If the Rams don't make the playoffs,
no,
he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
Nope.
But
he's not on the hot seat. Then they're gonna make the playoffs.
I know what you're saying, Guru. Or at least I think I know where you're coming from. I can definitely see it because there have been some games where he's definitely just frazzled. Like I don't think he's an elite quarterback. I think he's definitely Sean McVay's quarterback. And he can run that system. He has talented people around him. I think it's all revolving around the run game. If they can get that rookie to step up, like he has the past couple of games, I think it'll be a lot better because that offense thrives off of play action, and the run game. You know, something like they had Todd Gurley back there. You know, an injury, but. One quarterback that I do think is on the hot seat if they don't make the playoffs, that's going to be, that's going to be Derek Carr.
Oh,
it's going to be Carr. Like we really like John Gruden really has to start thinking about it because it's going to be a Philadelphia situation where the media is going to turn. Like the media is definitely going to turn to say, hey, look, what the hell? I mean, Carr's already feeling the pressure, man. Did you hear this? Oh, he didn't understand why he was still getting slack because they still, you know, he was like, we won the game, leave us alone and whatnot. You know, like you almost lost to the Jets. Like you did lose to the Jets. Like realistically, you did lose to the Jets. But it is one of those situations, you know, where Carr himself isn't seeing it either, man. Like he's this, you know, he's done it twice, you know, like he kind of went at it, you know, during the preseason, like, you know, trying to back his play and, you know, back whoever he is. But yeah, man, like I think he's definitely should be on a hot seat if the Raiders don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do some hot picks. Real fast. Tom Brady or Bruce Arians, Tampa Bay, somebody's on the hot seat. Matt Ryan, he needs to be down with Atlanta. We talked about the Eagles and Cowboys, we know that already. The whole Chicago Bears organization. I don't know what's going on up there. Matthew Stafford needs to be done in Detroit. Just move on. Go to another team. Who else? Jacksonville organization. I don't know what they're doing at quarterback. Maybe they draft Fields or somebody. Who knows? Last but not least, I thought I was going to agree with you on Derek Carr. I think he is on the hot seat. If he doesn't win out, it's a wrap for him. I think it might be done. Like to me, there's no reason why the Las Vegas Raiders should bring him back because he lost the game. He lost the Jets game. He won it, but the drive before when he was on a goal line when he couldn't punch it in, that lost the game for real. And it was a bad throw. So he got saved twice by Greg Williams because he threw a bad throw to Aguilar, and then he threw a good throw to Henry Ruggs because Henry Ruggs is fast. And I don't know why they don't do that anymore. But all right, my one NFL storyline: Marvin Lewis is back in the head coaching roundtable.
Circulation.
Yeah. They said he's one of the top picks, and then now the media has questioned should he be? Yes, he should be. I don't see why not. Cincinnati's a horrible franchise, and he couldn't get over the hump. But as far as NFL coaches, he's obviously one of the good ones. He won like 4 divisions in one of the roughest divisions in the league. And I don't know. To me, towards the end, they could have fired him. I thought he was getting kind of stale, but I thought he just needed a new scenery. So I'm not, we'll see what happens in the offseason. But go ahead, Guru.
I think it just shows you the quality of NFL coaching that we're seeing right now with these new coaches that's supposed to be geniuses, right? Zach Taylor, he took as bad as Marvin Lewis. People might have thought he was. They're doing worse, under the new regime. As bad as people thought Detroit's former coach was, he was doing better than Matt Patricia right now. And so
I got one more for you, Guru. What about Cliff? The guy, Kingsbury, that's his name, right, from Arizona?
Cliff Kingsbury. He's another one. He's another one. So, these guys, I don't know what to say, but the quality of coaches, there's a lot of quality coaches that are on their couches right now, and they need to be interviewed once the season's over, and let it be Black Friday with these coaches at the end of week 17, and let's get the NFL back where it was when players wanted to be coached and played under good people who have been coaching a long time. All right, not these new kids that are coming in at 37. These guys don't want these guys coming in like dictators that are 12 years older than them.
I don't think the age has nothing to do with it, because you got Sean McVay, a young coach. He's pretty good. To me,
he's the exception to the rule.
But to me, this is more where I find more of the issue with the NFL coaching in these organizations. And it's like anything in real life. If somebody's like, hey, Ramir, let's just take me an example. If I'm a singer, right? A singer, and then my friend, I got a manager that's getting me all these gigs, but then my friend wants to be my manager. Just because he's my friend, I let him be my manager. No experience, and I just give him the job because he's my friend. I might tank. And that's what I think was happening in the NFL. Everybody's hiring somebody that's like they're close to, that's their boy.
Buddies.
And they're that's what's been going on. Like the NFL's getting investigated because of this. And they're letting off some real good coaches. And age aside, old or young, when you're hiring your boy, like hiring your peeps, it doesn't work out. Like to me, Marvin Lewis could be in the league again. What's the guy's name? Jim Caldwell, that's his name?
Jim
Caldwell. I even will see Rex Ryan in the league. Bill Cowher. There's different other type of coaches. And like I said, another guy, when you look at the coaches that got hired off of merit who wasn't like one of their boys, like I know this team is losing right now, but the Carolina Panthers seem like they have a good coach right now. And that guy was hired off of merit, what he can do and stuff like that. Who else? But others, when you want to hire some of your boys, it just doesn't work out that way. Like Adam Gase is like the poster child for this, and it just not working out.
Well, hey man, the Belichick tree, right? I mean, they kept going after it. Patricia, I think from this moment, it's kind of the exception to the rule right now because Flores is doing really, really well, and surprisingly, Joe Judge, head coach for the Giants. He's doing well. He's doing well. That team is playing for him. They're playing hard. So it's like, hey man, I think Patricia is the exception to the rule, right? Which is like, now there's definitely this band where Belichick, the Belichick tree is actually showing up for the first time. Than when it was, when Cromell got a shot, or even though he still has a shot right now.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the other.
But Patricia was hired because somebody else came in that organization, and they still hired him as a friend. The rest of the guys got hired from being under the Belichick tree. So I think that's still,
You fired a 9-7 coach with a winning record. That's hard to cover. If you look at the history of their records, you're gonna fire a 9-7 coach. You saw what happened.
Yeah. So Marvin Lewis, it's gonna be a whole bunch of jobs opened up. Let's see how many jobs.
Byron Leftwich, I think he'll be a good candidate. He's Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator. He was a former NFL quarterback. I think he'd be a great head coach. All these other young guys can get a job. He's 40 years old, and he's got the respect of his peers. Ben Roethlisberger thinks he'll be a great coach. He's the name that's out there, and players will listen to him.
So I'm thinking, how many head coaching jobs is going to be this season? So you got maybe the Eagles, I'm not gonna say the Cowboys because they're gonna. He's in the first year, so they're gonna keep him. The Bears, the Lions, the Jets.
What do you guys think of Byron Leftwich?
Houston.
Y'all think that?
Houston. Hold on, Guru. Houston and Jacksonville. I think maybe they might make a change.
It's about 8 jobs.
And I don't know if the Cincinnati they might keep him, and then maybe the Chargers. But it's gonna be some things out there. I think Eric Berminery, whatever. Byron Leftwich, he's okay. I have to see more from Byron Leftwich. Win. I need to see him go deep.
What do you need to see?
I need to see one of his offenses. I need to see Tom Brady win. If that does it, that's cool.
They're doing pretty good.
No, they're not, Guru. Why do you keep saying that? They suck. And it's time.
They beat Green Bay.
That was 6 weeks ago, man. If this were fifth, we all be drunk. But anyway, can we do quick style NFL picks? Because I have to go do something actually.
Yeah, definitely. We'll keep it short and sweet. We'll just I'll read the lines and we just pick, just to go off of it. So first game, you got Dallas versus Cincinnati. Dallas is -3. Or actually, that's the first game. I skipped one, but
I'm taking Cincinnati.
Dang, I'm taking Dallas.
I got Dallas here. I think they can win it. Next game, you got Houston and Chicago. He's down, man. You got Houston and Chicago. Houston is -1.5. I got Houston here.
Houston.
I got Chicago.
Alrighty, the next game we have KC versus Miami. KC is -7.
I have KC. I have an interest in them beating Miami so the Raiders can catch up. So for the first
KC.
for my life, I'm gonna pick KC.
I'm gonna say Miami.
Wow,
I
Tito.
actually think KC's gonna win, but I'm wilding out. You got Arizona versus New York Giants. Arizona is -3. I'm gonna take first here. I'm gonna say the Giants.
Oh, Arizona.
I'm gonna go. Daniel Jones is not playing, so I'm going with Arizona.
So the next game is going to be Minnesota versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is -6.5.
I'm going with Tampa Bay. They need this. Tom Brady.
Both teams need this, man.
But Tom Brady, it's that fact that that's the deciding factor. The GOAT, as you said.
I got Tampa Bay here.
The GOAT.
All right. The next game, you got Denver and Carolina. Carolina's -2.5. Man, this one's tough. I'm going to say Denver.
I'm going with Carolina.
I'm going North Carolina.
PD.
So the next game, we got Tennessee versus Jacksonville. Tennessee is -7.5. Tennessee. First of the evening games, we got Indianapolis, the Colts versus the Raiders, and Indianapolis is -3.
Colts.
I got Colts.
Well, whatever.
Be realistic, Raymir.
I got the Raiders. We playing Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers sucks.
Yep, there you go. The next game is going to be New York Jets versus the Seahawks. Seahawks are -14.
I got the Seahawks.
Seahawks all day.
Seahawks as well, but if you're looking at the spread, that's a pretty high spread there. So next game, you got Green Bay versus Detroit. Green Bay is -8.5.
I got Green Bay.
I got Detroit.
I got Green Bay for sure. Next game, you got New Orleans versus Philadelphia. New Orleans is 7.5.
I got Philly.
I got New Orleans.
Jalen Hurts, we trust.
I got Philadelphia.
Oh, there you go. The next game is going to be Atlanta versus the Chargers. Atlanta is -2. I'm going to say the Chargers
I have
win.
the Chargers.
Chargers just for Anthony Lynn.
All right, next game. The most anticipated game for me, it should have been, because I should have been at this game if it wasn't for COVID, stupid COVID. You got Washington versus San Francisco. San Francisco -3. I'm going Washington all day.
Washington.
You
won't be running on. Monster won't be running on Washington like that.
Then you have the evening game. You got Pittsburgh versus Buffalo. Great game. Buffalo is actually -2. I'm actually going to say Pittsburgh.
Ray Meir is going Buffalo.
He's Josh Allen. Yeah.
Then you have Monday night's game. You got Baltimore versus Cleveland. Baltimore is -2.5.
I'm going to go last.
I go Baltimore.
I'm going to say Baltimore as well.
Baltimore.
You better
there you
Cleveland,
go.
Huh? I thought I was going to do it.
I thought you were going to say Cleveland.
I thought you were going to say it.
No.
I thought both were going to be like Baker, man. Baker. He's on fire.
Hey, shout out real quick to Marcus. I definitely see you Lakers in 5. Hey, I know it was preseason, but they definitely beat the Clippers without anybody. And our rookie or second year guy, Talon Horton, is gonna go off.
Oh, Marcus isn't in here. All right. Yeah. All right, y'all. Raiders all day. Raiders 2020-21 Super Bowl champs. It was a pleasure. We'll see you next time. Guru, what else?
To all the folks out there, thank y'all for watching. Be good, stay people, and enjoy your holidays.
For sure. Yeah, enjoy your holidays. Stay safe out there, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, catch us on the rewatch. Join us, chat with us. We'll definitely answer questions and go out there. So hit us up, man.
Yeah, Marcus said he loves the stash. So let's see the hair and the stash together. Wow. One time, Tito. There we go.
Oh,
he said, I ain't getting the haircut. What's up with that man? He's different. He's different right now. But all right, y'all. We'll see you next time. We're back on regular scheduled programming. I fully moved into my new spot, so we're good. I got the internet. All right, y'all.